think that means we're live.
Lunch break with the monster. Hey, Phil, good to see you. This is a good time for you, right? Yeah, I think so, right?
I don't know. What time is it there? 6, 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has to be, right?
How's that lunch break?
Has to be much better than like 1 in the morning.
Isn't that like dinner break?
No, it's not his lunch break. It's somebody else's lunch break.
Oh,
silly.
I got you. That makes sense. I thought you combined two comments together.
I did. Well, I was saying hello, Woody, because he says, welcome, gang. Monster
That makes
Smash.
sense. Now I'm tracking.
Yeah, you guys, so busy. We are so super busy.
Oh my goodness, man. We've
like
had all kinds of crazy stuff going on here.
ridiculous.
We got a whole pack of pitties that are precious.
If you guys have been watching our community page or our Instagram or Facebook, you know that we have added Bandit to the Monster Pack. And
we have indeed.
He is the sweetest baby boy ever. Cuddly. Well, I can't say ever because he really reminds me of my Ollie. Those of you that have been following for a while, you know that we had Ollie. He's actually been in some of the videos, has been on some thumbnails. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boy.
He's our baby.
And we lost him while we were living in Dubai. And I did not think I could ever find another that just spoke to my heart the way he did. And then Bandit walked into our life about a week ago.
Little over. Yeah, but I mean,
and
it's unbelievable. It's like you took off right where Ollie left off. He is the cuddliest, floppiest,
he's such a
sweet little
boy.
baby. I love that dude.
Yes, we are doing that, Eric. We are taking live streams down immediately afterwards, saving them in our members only section, and then we put up clips of what the public needs to know. It's just kind of like one of those benefits for members only, but also it just gets things out there in short form that folks can watch that tells them everything they need to know. Right?
It seemed to have been working pretty well. I mean, as far as the way we give predictions, or we're about to talk about East versus West, which was insane. But yeah, I mean, I like the way she's doing it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and everybody, thank you so much for joining in. I see some of you saying, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Absolutely, please do so. Give a thumbs up. Also, are you not going to do not disturb?
Clearly, I'm about to be. I mean, obviously, I was not, but I am about to be now.
Are you talking to me with tone?
Had a little tone. I had a little tone.
You might
But
want
that's
to fix
because
that.
Corey called right before that. My boy Corey, I was like, hey, dude, about to do a live till 1. He calls me, dude, I'm supposed to go on live. He goes, I thought you said 1. I'm like, no, until 1. So that's my second call. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb.
All right. But anyways, guys, we really appreciate the thumbs up. We appreciate the shares. You guys watching, like you have been sharing, if you have not subscribed, please be sure and do that. All of those things are helping us to keep this content that we bring you for free, including Monster Factory events. As always, super chats are greatly welcomed, and they go in that kitty towards future Monster Factory events as well.
Man, Monster Factory, that's
free.
a whole nother topic right there.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh my goodness. All right,
So,
East versus West.
How we're gonna break this down, let's go ahead and let them know
You tell
what
me,
you're
baby.
in for, okay? So the first 15 minutes, we're gonna discuss East versus West, and we will gladly take your questions and comments once Michael gets through talking about the different matches. And then we're gonna get on into, after that first 15 minutes, let's talk about Hermes and Devin. Should Hermes actually accept that challenge? After that, we got some cool stuff to discuss as well. Maybe just a little bit more info about what's happening outside those doors.
Man.
And what's coming. All right, Michael, get on with it. East versus West.
East versus
8.
West 8. Ingen Terzi did it again. Brought us some amazing matches. Very professional. I'm liking the backdrop where it's like a digital thing. They're showing each athlete's pictures and stuff on that versus like a solid like canvas backdrop. I like that a lot. First match, Haristo versus Mendagas. Mendagas is spectacular. He looked really good, really good. Countered the King's move. I think it might have been round 2 or 3. I can't remember which one. Looked super good. Carolina Peterson just showed how much experience she has. The young lady from Texas, crazy strong, but just didn't have the experience. Elizabeth just didn't have the experience to compete with someone like Carolina. I've known Carolina for damn near 20 years. Very impressive young lady.
Those Swedes.
Oh, yeah, the Swedes are ridiculous.
The Swedes,
it showed you the level. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're so serious. Like I don't even know if she shook her hand immediately after, or if she shook it at all. I don't even know. I mean, she went over there to Victoria in a corner, and they celebrated. And I don't even know if she went back to Elizabeth or not. But I mean, those Swedes are nasty, boy. They're badass arm wrestlers. I don't remember what the next match was. Could have been Justin Bishop. That young man from, I guess it's Latvia, Tom's. Man, because, I mean, top roll on Justin Bishop is a feat. I mean, the only time Justin had any purchase is when he turned him into a hook. And Tom's, ended up fouling out, or getting a foul and then come back and going outside again. So that was super, super impressive. The 18-year-old young man, I'm going to look at his name. Rhino, that beat Terrence Opperman. Oh my God. That dude cracks him outside,
18.
drives him in a press, and then he goes inside. He was going to try to beat him all three ways, which was a big ask. But he went into that hook with him, and Terrence was able to get a little bit of purchase on him, but he's still able to pull out the win. I'm telling you, 18 years old. I think he said he wanted to pull Bacho. Now, they're two different weight categories. This kid's like 250 pounds, 242 pounds. I think he won the Europeans.
What is Bacho?
Probably 200, 210 maybe.
All I know is he looked severe.
Oh my God.
That's the word I'm going to use. He looked severe. Yeah.
He was unbelievable. That was ridiculous. But yeah, so the Reno, I don't know how to say his name, sorry. Rino, bad kid. European junior right and left champ, senior right and left champ. I mean, won it all, won 4 golds to the Europeans at the 242-pound class. Kid's super stud.
Neil Pickup saying Rhino Massick.
Rhino, dude, bad dude. All right, so Daniel, definitely the best dude in the world at 75 kg or under left-handed. Oh my God, the way he was growling at the dude, like he was just catching him, boom, and then just growling at him. And I'm telling you, it looked like dude's elbows off the back of the pad. Emil, whatever his name was, and he just drags him all the way back. And even when he pins him, it looks like he's still got another inch or two of the pad left. So he went all the way to the front of the pad, caught him, and then just drug him back in to pin him.
His movements are very fluid.
Kid's a stud.
He just flows
Kid's
all
an
over the
absolute
table.
stud. Lachlan Adair, very impressed. Very impressed with Lachlan. Looked jacked too. Dude looked enormous. And it's not even his pose after, like his scream afterwards. I've seen like a lot of pictures of him like gripped up, people taking selfies or taking pictures, and his arm looks enormous. Had to be immediately right after the match because his arm looks huge. Chance Shaw, Oleg Petrenko was on point because I thought Chance was going to have the lane. Oleg's hand looked better. Chance did have that shoulder injury. He had to back out of the match back that we had in April versus Richard, and then Richard had to back out. But I don't know. Oleg's a stud anyway. It's just we saw him lose to John Brzezinski, so then you thought, well, maybe, and then Chance the Lane and all that stuff, but Oleg was on point. All right, now we're getting to some nitty-gritty stuff. Pablo versus Sandras.
Okay, I was super excited about this. As we had discussed on the live, as your predictions, you had a lot of interest in this because there's been some talk about wanting you to match up with Sandras, and you also wanted to match up with Pablo here at the Monster Factory. Pablo looked like we expected him to. Round 1.
Yeah, super strong.
Round 1.
And what happened as soon as he went outside and round 2 he hit back and Sanders was just sink in that supination, cup him in, and just fight him off and just bleed him. It was really just a technical masterclass that he put on against what appeared to be a stronger opponent. But he's complete. He can do everything. He can shoulder press. He can top roll. And he didn't really panic very much, so I was very impressed with him.
And how old is Sandras?
I have no idea.
He's a young kid, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big kid too. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds. Now he did call out Angarbayev.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to cut down to 105. So that means he's going to go down to the lighter weight class. He wants a world title shot against Angarbayev. Honestly, he's a very good arm wrestler. Does he maintain that same strength, dropping 10 kgs? I don't know. Angarbayev is probably one of the most technically sound, complete arm wrestlers that exist in this generation. So if it was able to do that, that'd speak volumes, huge. Freed Osvaldi versus Wagner Bortolato has to be the most exciting match of the night.
Well, because Wagner did Wagner.
What the hell? Earthquake, Jack Jesus, whatever. He shook that. I mean, I don't even know what that table weighs with those bases on it, right? With those risers, those built-in risers. What does that table weigh? He shakes it so hard it breaks the riser, it breaks the platform.
They gotta go fix it.
That's crazy. You gotta love Wagner, man. He's such a gentle, nice, humble guy. He's just a crazy animal on the table.
Okay, you guys, if you have not seen Michael versus Wagner in Brazil, Fantastic stuff.
It was horrible.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Michael, I mean, Wagner was beating him so bad.
It was really bad.
Really bad. So Michael looks at me in the audience, he's like, there's nothing I can do.
On this one.
But
the right arm was on point that day, but that left was not hanging in
But
very
the
well.
first pin that Wagner gets, I think it was the first pin.
I don't remember what it was.
He's just jerking Michael's arm.
I'm just having nothing but just
They're
go
tied
wherever
together.
arm goes. I'm like, hey, cool, whatever. I don't care,
But it was so much fun to watch his
excitement, enthusiasm, his adrenaline, his passion, everything about him.
I love Wagner.
And you listen to Travis's commentary, he's like, dude, you have to have him on the card, right?
Yeah.
Just for the
You got
simple
to.
fact that he's crazy.
And then how I'm telling you, he almost went body surfing. If there would have been a crowd down there to catch him, he would have just, jumped out there into the crowd.
What was better than him jumping off stage was his little hop over the rope.
Oh yeah,
The
that
red
was
rope.
cute.
That was cute.
That was cute.
No, man, that was to me that was the most exciting match of the evening. And honestly, I thought Fareed was going to win.
Yeah.
Because Wagner had just lost to the Georgie, where he the left-handed match he had. I think he might have won round one, then losing 3-1, and Fareed looked strong against Corey. So I thought, man, but I mean, Fareed just had no answer for that shoulder press rounds 1 and 2, and then round 3 he even goes out like to a dragging hook top roll type of thing that he beats him with, and I mean that's not even his move. So he went in a completely different lane and still beat him 3-0.
He did that thing. I can beat you here. I can beat you here. I can beat you there.
This is what's crazy to me. The most shocking outcome of the entire event. And I'm super impressed because I am a Morzov fan. I like the fact that he looks like a cyborg Terminator machine from the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is built. That young man is a stud. I'm not fully aware of exactly what type of stomach issues he has, or he lost 10 kgs or whatever, but that is a fact. Those things happen, right? But the fact that Georgie is prepping for the WAF World Championships and he took this match on 6 days' notice. What? Oh my God.
Okay.
That guy is a stud. I mean, who would have ever thought that he was going to roll Morzov's wrist like that every round?
So he's prepping for what?
WAF Worlds.
Okay, if y'all can read between the lines, you should get what that means. All right, he's prepping for WAF
Well,
Worlds.
I can just tell you, he wasn't peaking for an East versus West super match. You know what
There
I'm saying?
was no peeking.
Okay. I'm just saying, this cat
Yeah.
is like 4 to 6 weeks away from WAF, so I don't know the exact timeline. And he took the match on 6 days' notice. Apparently, Ingen talked to him. He's like, yeah, I'm ready, I'm strong. And he clearly was.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was awesome.
Someone
And I hate it
said,
for Morzov because, like I said, I'm a big fan of Morzov.
someone
But-
said 1 month away from WAF, he had to be near peaking. No, you don't understand.
Yeah.
You're not reading between the lines.
Yeah, you're
Right?
just reading the lines. You're not going in between them at all.
You're not
You know what I'm
going
saying?
between.
Like, the fact is, he looked amazing. I mean, I could not be more impressed with a guy who took the match 6 days' notice and was able to make that kind of performance.
Very impressive.
I mean, really, so.
And I love that guy.
And that doesn't mean anything, because that doesn't mean Gennady would have beat.
He's such a
more.
sweet
It could just
guy.
be his style, his lane, his post, his top roll, his hand, his wrist. He's essentially unhookable, he said. He's like, when's the last time you saw somebody hook me? I haven't. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, very strong. Now, I did message him, congratulating him and everything, and he said, thank you so much. Means a lot coming from a legend like yourself. And we go back and forth a little bit. He goes, it would be my honor to one day have a super match with you. I'm like, let's do it, you know. So I'm excited that potentially could be a matchup for mine.
Here.
Not the first match back, obviously. You know, I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly that just moved him into like 7th overall or something.
You want to build up to that?
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
that's a match that, you know, we will see eventually, I'm
Let's
sure.
take the right arm out for a spin a few times before that.
Before
you
I
know?
jump on that
Yeah.
guy.
Can
All
we
right.
back up
Yeah,
just
go
a
ahead,
moment
go ahead.
because I don't want you to lose track of where you're
I'm-
going.
I'm good.
But the Wagner Bortolato match, guys, I have to tell you this. Corey, I'm fixing to bust you out. Michael's like, you need to pull Wagner because you know Corey had beat.
Well, Corey was here watching me. And
He was here
everything. He's
watching it.
watching with us and stuff.
Wagner's like, Corey's like, I don't want to pull that guy.
No, he said, I don't know if I want to pull it.
No, he said, I don't want to pull that guy.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard I don't know if I want to pull
He
it.
said that a few times.
Okay.
And then he's like, yeah, I guess I'd pull him. And he's like, I don't want to pull that guy.
Well, we were right in the middle of a good chest. We decided to watch it here, and Corey came over, and we did a chest workout and a shoulder workout. I had some back issues this week, so I kind of took off Thursday and Friday and held those workouts off till yesterday. Corey's supposed to come back at some point today, and we're going to do an arm workout, which will be the heaviest arm circuit I've done since surgery. So it's going to be a good one. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's funny to hear Corey say, "Yeah, I don't want to pull that dude." But yeah, it was impressive. Corey's biggest thing was, you know, if he can't stop the press. if you can't push him out past his shoulder, getting stuck on his bicep like that would be a lot of pressure. That's a lot of you have to hold on to before you can get him to come back. Now, I'm not saying Corey couldn't do it, but it is a big ask, to let somebody at that size. I cannot believe he's 332 pounds. My God, he's huge. He might have been the biggest guy on the card, except for maybe Yorgi. Yorgi might have outweighed. I didn't see what Yorgi's weight was. Now, it said Jerry's weight was 324, but Jerry claims he was only 310. I saw a post where he said he got down to 305 after pneumonia, and he only got back up to 310. But they had him weighed in at 324 is what they said his weight was.
So they weighed him in. Okay, so before you get on to the main match, I want to give a shout out to the Monster Factory's head referee, Luke Pulcher, did a fantastic job there at East versus West on the big stage.
No real issues at all, took good control.
I thought he did fabulous.
Yeah, I mean,
great work by Luke.
He's a WAF master referee, he knows what he's doing, he's been around the sport forever.
Yeah.
And he did a great job.
Right. Really good job.
Now here we go.
Here we go now.
East versus West, super heavyweight, right hand world championship match. Hermes Gasparini, I think he might have been the interim champ. Jerry Carteret was the reigning champ, whatever. That match had been postponed. Almost got pushed back again. Hermes did exactly what I said I thought he was going to do, It's so funny. Somebody tagged me. I can't remember the name of the Instagram page. But he's like, Nostradamus, Michael Todd, nailed it, picked exactly how it was going to happen. And it just made sense to me. And I knew how specific Hermes takes his training for an opponent. Like for me, he came up with the Todd pipe to pull me back in 17, right? He figured out the angles. He's like, well, this is what I'm going to do, and do this. And there's enough information out there of the correct way to pull Jerry. And he did it perfectly. It was a perfect execution of counter, flop, wrist, press, arm wrestling. He never let Jerry get into his power. And you saw the one time round two where Jerry jumped in there and it kind of shocked Hermes' shoulder a little bit. I mean, it would be interesting to see if he was capable of catching Jerry and pulling back through it. But why? Someone, and even the commentator, I think it was Coach Ray's like having I cannot remember the phrase he used, but like willing to jump in there. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? It's a world title match. It's for overall undisputed #1 East versus West super heavyweight champion, possibly #1 in the world right now since Levon's out because of injury. And you think he should do something to just test? No, win.
Win.
Smack that dude.
Yeah.
Smack. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
This whole, I'm going to test you here, I'm going to test you there. Screw that. It's all about winning. And
I think that's what a practice table is for. I don't think that's what competition is for.
I could not be more proud of Hermes. Jerry went over there and he went through a lot to get there. Even a healthy Jerry, in my mind, is going to run into some problems with Hermes just because he's so smart and he's so strong. We can all know how to beat Jerry, but unless you're strong enough to execute, it doesn't matter, right? Jerry's going to get that bent wrist in there, and for me, I just got to hang on for dear life until I can get my shoulder back around behind it. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to say this is what you're supposed to do, but you have to have the strength to do it, and Hermes is one of those special individuals that has the strength to do it, and he did it perfectly. I mean, everything about the replay, when you watch the replays, watch how he finishes, watch how tight his hand is to his shoulder still. It's perfect. And he cups and he wedges sideways through it and rolls out. I mean, beautiful arm wrestling. That's my take on East versus West. It was a spectacular event. Hermes Gasparini could be on top of the mountain for a bit. I anxiously await Levon's healthy recovery because I want to see healthy Levon versus, because I believe, and even Levon said he thinks Hermes is stronger now than he was when he pulled him. And he's young still, and that's what you hear Ryan Bowen in his little video talk about. He's taken everything he had as a light middleweight arm wrestler all the way up into the very top of the super heavyweight division. He still has those same skills. He just has a lot more power with it. So he's going to be dangerous for a lot of people. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my yesterday's post. I was 275 pounds. I'm not as lean as I'd like to be. I feel good. I feel healthy. All my workouts have been good. I've actually been on the table with Corey a little bit. Feel pretty good. So I don't know where I'm going to end up at. I hope that my level will come back higher than it's ever been. I don't know if that's the case. I just know I'm taking it one day at a time, enjoying the process. But I do have my eyes on a lot of these guys. How'd you like that, Ryan? But yeah, so that's it for East versus West. We can take some Q&A real quick.
I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to start pinning this at the top of the comments every time we have a live, because every time I get this question.
You're not pulling Jody.
Not pulling Jody.
No,
Rebecca, it says, Rebecca, can you beat Jody in an arm wrestling match right now? No.
I mean,
No,
Rebecca's
no,
not an
no,
arm
I
wrestler.
mean,
Rebecca's
yeah.
not an arm wrestler.
That's where we stop.
It just comes down to she does not enjoy
No.
the competition aspect of arm wrestling. Does she enjoy the sport? Does she enjoy watching me arm wrestle? Does she enjoy watching, you know, my stepson arm wrestler? Yes, she enjoys it all. She enjoys the community. But she does not want to compete.
You want to put Jody and myself against maybe a CrossFit wide? I'll give that a whirl if we got time to train and prep for that. But as far as an arm wrestling match, no. And Ryan Bowen's Pronation Muscle, I understand that you're looking at from, that'd be cool promotion to have Michael and Devin rematch and then have Jody and Rebecca on the same card. That would be a nightmare.
That will never happen.
Nightmare.
No.
You know, because
I stress out too much when she's on the card anyway. If she competes, I'm not on the cards. I'm going to watch her arm wrestle and that's it. I'm going to support her and I'm going to be there for her.
vice versa,
That's how it's
because
gonna
my
work.
anxiety is too high anyway when I'm competing. And again, when he's competing, that would just be a nightmare of a day for me and not something I would ever allow myself to be in that position unless it was like to save somebody's life. Then I
Or
might
$1
do
billion.
it. $1 billion. Okay, $1 billion.
$1
Put
billion.
that on the table. I'll do that. But yeah. Outside of that, no. I cannot beat Jody in arm wrestling. I cannot beat Jody in arm wrestling. I cannot beat Jody in arm wrestling. Somebody
The
make
real
that short.
question is, can
put
you
it out
beat
there.
Jody in arm wrestling?
No, I can't. Okay. There you go. All right. So I have zero ego issues over this. Okay. None. Michael, do you see yourself beating Devin in the future?
I see myself beating anyone I want to beat in the future. That's just my honest opinion.
Did you hear that though, guys? In the future. We're not
Listen,
talking
I
next
don't
week.
know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm going to be. I am optimistic that with this new range of motion and me doing all the stuff I need to do to train and be healthy, my potential is limitless. That's my opinion. But I am 50 years old. Now, I think 50 only matters if you're not in the age of TRT and HRT. I mean, really, through a doctor's prescription, TRT, HRT, I can feel like a teenager again. So I think age is just an excuse that a lot of people use. We don't live in that world anymore where a 50-year-old guy is diminished so much he can't compete. I mean, hormone replacement therapy, it's a thing. It's legal. It's okay. I mean, women have been doing hormone replacement for years. There's no reason why men can't do it as well, unless you're competing in an event that is tested and you're not allowed to, whether it's prescription or not. Then it's cheating. Otherwise, I'm just improving my quality of life on a daily basis. So my opinion is, if I can come back, if I can be consistent, if I can stay hungry, I can be very much a part of that top 10, that top 5. I mean, anything's possible. I don't know if I want it bad enough. I think I do. Currently, right now, I think I do. But this shit's not going to be easy. It's going to get tough at times. And is it that important? Right now it is. Who knows what's going to happen? But excited.
Tall Paul Hutchins Jr. I've also read that some places about Pretty Deep saying that he would be a good match for me. No, again,
His
no
hands too
again.
strong. Rebecca's not going to arm wrestle.
Not gonna arm wrestle.
She's not.
You know.
I mean, it's just, she does not like arm wrestling. We tried to have a match here against Sarah Latona, and she had dreams of her arm breaking pretty much every night for like 4 or 5 weeks.
It was terrible.
Not dreams, nightmares. She'd hear her bones snapping. Not
The
something I
anxiety is
want.
just not worth it.
She doesn't enjoy it. She doesn't want to do it. She won 7 national titles when I convinced her to compete through that short little period of 3 or 4 years where she was competing regularly, and it's just not her thing.
Is Gennady number 1 in North America? He's not in North America. Europe? Okay.
Somebody really asked that?
Yeah. But, okay, guys, so, yes, East versus West, 8. Ingen, you did another fabulous job. But let's move on, because what if Hermes says yes to Devin's match? That's only 4 weeks away. And he
That was
mentioned 5 weeks away. And he mentioned that he felt his shoulder issue.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
Devin was supposed to rematch Gennady.
Mm-hmm.
Levon was supposed to pull Morozov. Levon got injured, so Gennady stepped in to pull Morozov. So Gennady was going to pull Morozov, and then 5 weeks later, he's going to pull Devin. Well, then Gennady gets injured, so Georgie steps in to pull Morozov. Because he's injured, Devin no longer has a match. So Devin has been looking for a match at East versus West 9, which I believe is August 26th. He did say prior he would like to pull, if they came through it easy, injury-free, he'd like to pull the winner or the loser of Jerry versus Hermes. I believe the match to make would be him versus Hermes. I don't think it's him versus Jerry. Him and Jerry can pull here in the United States. There's a lot of options there. Hermes and Devin have had history back and forth, talking a lot of smack. Now, this is my personal opinion. Back when that smack talking started, Devin was the favorite. I think things have changed now. I think Hermes is the big favorite. Now, Devin is a badass. Devin is strong. Listen to John Brzezinski say Devin's the strongest he's ever been. He can do it all. I mean, and Devin's always been able to do everything. Nothing has changed in Devin's arsenal, except he's gotten much, much stronger. He still has the same skill set. His mind fuckery may be better now. Like his ability to get into your head in the setup and do all those things, that might be better now. But the biggest difference we have seen, if you're paying attention to Devin Lair, is his strength. He has gotten much, much stronger than the Devin of the past, right? So it has all the same skills, just much, much stronger. That being said, Devin has always struggled with speed. Hermes has an astronomical amount of speed. People are like, okay, I don't think there's a chance in hell of Devin top rolling Hermes. King's moving, nothing. I don't think there's a chance that he beats him outside. Unless somehow he fatigues his hand crazily and then comes outside and catches him just and blows him up a lot. Fresh for fresh, I don't see him beating his hand. Which leaves Devin having to take his long frame and turning in to Hermes. Devin has the longer arm. Hermes has the shorter arm. In my experience, if you're trying to press the shorter arm guy, you're forcing them into a wedge. Hermes has so much side pressure. We saw it against Jerry. I'm saying 3-1 favorite, Hermes. 75% chance Hermes wins convincingly. That does not mean Devin can't pull it off. Devin is capable. I don't think it is great for Devin's story for him to pull Hermes in 5 weeks if his story is one of him riding the way back to that #1 in the world shot.
That being said, is 5 weeks a better time than 8-10 weeks?
I mean, Devin's been prepping already. Yeah. So this is going to be a fully prepped Devin. Now, think about it. Gennady was going to pull Morozov and then pull Devin 5 weeks later. There's no way Gennady's match with Morozov would have been easier than Hermes' match with Jerry. So Hermes should be fresher than what Gennady would have been coming out of this event, and Gennady was still going to pull Devin. So Hermes, unless his shoulder's messed up, should definitely take this match, in my opinion.
If he doesn't take it, do you look at that as dodging, or
I think he knows something about it. He said, I don't
right.
want to compete unless I'm 100%.
Right.
Now, I've never competed at 100%. There's always an injury somewhere, right? But he said that in his interview, his post-match interview. If his shoulder's okay, he says, check it out today, check it out, give him 2-3 days. If his shoulder's okay, then he'd probably accept the match, most likely accept the match. But he doesn't need the match. He has the title. Devin is the one chasing that title. Devin's the heavyweight champ, going against the super heavyweight champ if this match happens. I feel like neither one of them need the match. They're both accomplished. They don't need anything. They could both retire right now and be amazing. But if you're looking at which athlete benefits the most from a victory, to me it's Devin. Hermes doesn't benefit as much from beating Devin as Devin benefits from beating Hermes. But I think it's 75% Hermes wins 3-0, 25% chance Devin wins 3-2, 1% chance, I've already done 100%, so that's impossible. I mean, it's possible that Devin could win 3-0 if he somehow found a way to bleed him in the setup and pump him up and pull him up and then catch him in the King's move and fatigue him. I just don't see it. He knows how to beat a King's move, you know?
Todd Pipe.
Yeah, Todd Pipe.
Phil Woody, thank you so much for the super chat, just showing my support for Monster Factory 2.0. As always, 417 of you on here right now. If you have not clicked that thumbs up, please do so before, leave the chat, click the thumbs up, come back into the chat, and that just helps the algorithm to send our feed out to more folks. Also, guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and click that bell for notifications. The more of you we have watching and sharing our material, the easier it is for us to bring you free content, okay? And that includes Monster Factory events. And as always, super chats are greatly welcome.
I want to be able to keep Monster Factory events free. If we do collaborative events with other associations, those will probably end up being pay-per-views. Right. Preferably, we are, with the support from the community, we will be able to keep the Monster Factory events free. I like that platform. I like the way you're doing it. I like that, the sponsors get more advertising that way. I like that. So I'm going to ask you, what do you think Devin versus Hermes?
Me?
Yeah.
You're asking me, okay.
Now I want your honest opinion. I mean, you know both guys. You watched it. You see what's up. What do you think?
Okay. I think that Hermes has definitely come a long way, and that I think that his strength is going to be above that of Devin's. But I think that Devin's game is going to be way above that of Hermes. Hermes has not faced anybody like Devin.
Because there is nobody like that.
No, because there is nobody like Devin. So I believe that if Hermes takes this match, which, by the way, I do not think it's dodging him if he doesn't accept it right after just having done this. There are plenty of top super heavies out there that would not accept a match 4 or 5 weeks after just having a super match, whether it looks like they struggled or not. I do not believe that. I think that he would want to give proper attention to a peak for that match, because it is going to be a match. Even if Devin doesn't bring the top end strength, what he is going to bring to the table from the time that the match is announced until the very last ready, go, and call into that match, it's going to be an all-in mental, physical game. And you need to be prepared for that. So I think that Devin wins that. And I think that he wins it.
He wins the mental game, or he wins the match?
No, I think he wins it. I think he wins all of it 3-1. I think that
we different opinion right there.
I think that Hermes takes the first, but it's an ugly, ugly, ugly one. It's going to look a whole lot like something in Italy did back in 2017. And then after that, I think Devin has it.
Wow. So, are you saying Devin's the #1 guy in the world right now?
No, Levon is. I don't give a damn if he has a messed up wrist. He would spank all of you with his messed up wrist. He's only stepping away from the table to heal for himself. All right? It's not because y'all would beat him with a messed up wrist.
So you're a fan, huh?
I'm just
All
saying.
right, so if that's the case, let's say Levon is still the #1 in the world, which until he's dethroned or he's been inactive for a year, according to every ranking system ever in the history of ever for arm wrestling, you have to be inactive for a year prior to be taken off the rankings. I mean, unless there's some new age shit. Now, if an event happened next week, or a month from now, who would win? If Levon's healthy, I still think Levon's the favorite. Who do you think is next? Because apparently you just said Devin beats Hermes.
Yes. 1 second. Tall Paul Hutchins Jr. It ain't much, but here's a little something. I'm just a little broke butcher, LOL. Cut some meat, Tall Paul Hutchins Jr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much
the
for your
young man.
support.
Yes, sir.
Greatly appreciated. All right, so now you're really putting me on the spot. And you're going to ask me if I think that Devin Lorat is #2 in the world. I think that there are too many other matches that have to be decided.
Okay.
I think that he beats Hermes. I do not necessarily believe that he beats Gennady in a rematch, because I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me, because obviously we saw that Devin made errors in their first match when he should have just gone to work and got business taken care of, and then we wouldn't be in this situation, right? But when you give Gennady a little bit, he's going to be one of those that takes a mile. And next time if they meet, it's not just going to be Devin going to work. It's going to be Gennady with confidence.
I mean, I wanted to see it. So here's the question. Since we're on the subject of you think Devin beats Hermes,
Yes.
does Devin beat Vitaly Letin?
Don't know.
Opinion, based. Just
My opinion?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't been really highly impressed with Vitaly Letin's performances as of late.
Huh. He just won the AMC.
Don't care.
Okay. Does he beat Alex Cordecha?
Where is he even competing anymore?
I don't know. But the last time they practiced, Alex was getting the better of him. So that's just practice though. But
Was that 2 years ago?
I don't know, less than a year.
Okay, that's a lot of
Like a
pancakes
year.
ago.
So, yeah, here's my opinion. And I already gave you my opinion. But 2 years
We've
ago.
never discussed this, as you can tell. He's like speechless
Yeah, 2
right
years
now.
ago,
Yeah.
Devin, in my mind, would have beat Hermes. I do not
Yes.
see him beating Hermes now. I just don't see it.
You don't see it?
No, I just can't find a lane. In my mind, I'm trying to figure out a way that Devin accesses the power he needs to access against that strong hand and wrist post of Hermes. I don't, and the fact that he had so much side pressure against Jerry, I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay, so Michael Workspace says, so you're saying Gennady is number 2. No, and this is why, all right? Figuring out number 2 is a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass because you're going to have A that can beat B, but C that can beat A but can't beat B. I mean, you've got so many different
I think Hermes
issues
beats
on the
Gennady
table.
worse than he beat him last time.
You think?
Yeah, and I think that was a bad match for Gennady.
And don't forget about Rivas. Y'all, he might be the motherfucker.
Rivas might be the man.
He might be the
I completely
motherfucker.
forgot about Rivas. Rivas might be the man.
Y'all are out there forgetting about Rivas, all right? And he's like stalking everybody.
Yeah, Rivas bad, dude. That's the thing.
Did y'all see that match? Dave Chapin, go back and watch it.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
They said yesterday that match represented the best 2 guys in the world currently. And it did not, in my opinion. It represented probably the best guy currently outside of Levon, which is Hermes. Jerry is awesome. But there are too many other people out there in my mind that have the ability to beat Jerry. Jerry beat Gennady, and he beat Georgie. Has he beaten is that the only 2 matches he had prior to yesterday? Has he only had 3 matches East versus West?
Who?
Jerry Cataract. He beat Gennady, and he beat Georgie, right?
That's all that I can remember.
Me too. So, Rivas, Vitali. I mean, there's like a ton of people I'd like to see Jerry pull.
Right.
I cannot say that Jerry and Hermes represented the 2 best guys in the world yesterday. I do say that Jerry beat Gennady for the East versus West Super Heavyweight World title. He defended against Georgie, and that's impressive. But that does not mean he's the best guy in the world, and Hermes being interim was the other best guy, and that was the 2 best guys. It's just the way the rankings fell for that particular organization, put those 2 together to determine who the East versus West Super Heavyweight Champion of the world is.
Okay, follow
My opinion.
Follow me for a minute here. The way that rankings is done is jacked, all right? The only one way that you can be sure of where the number 1 is Levon. And it's like I said, I don't care. You could cut his wrist off, and he's still beating on you.
Okay, that's not true.
He's
If
doing it.
If he has no hand, he cannot.
He can.
Nope, can't do it.
He
Can't
can.
do it.
He can. Like, what is that tape? That tape that you tape everything
Duct
with. Duct tape his hand onto his forearm. He's still going to beat all y'all, all right?
Now, here's the before you go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, when you start talking about number 2, can they be number 2 if there's one person that can beat them outside the number 1, but they can beat many people that other person can't? Do you see what I'm saying? Let's just say for sake of names, and I'm not using these names. Let's just say for sake of names. Devin can beat Hermes, but Devin cannot beat 10 people that Hermes can beat.
That's not true. There's not 10 people who can beat Devin.
3.
Okay.
He is so exact, y'all. There is no gray area with Michael. It's black or what? All right. But do you follow what I'm saying? If you have one that is your kryptonite, does that mean they're always going to be ranked ahead of you, even if you can beat folks that they can't beat? That doesn't make any sense to me. It has to be on a point system. The way that it's done, just because whatever your last match was, makes 0 sense to me.
Well, I'm going to say this. I just saw 2 people wrote through this saying Hermes is clear number 2 or Hermes is number 2. Hermes is amazing. What we can say for a fact is Hermes is the East versus West Super Heavyweight World Champion convincingly. But like she said, Rivas might be the man.
Rivas might be the man.
So to say he's a clear number 2 to me is a naive statement because Rivas exists. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other.
And you forgot about him till I brought him
until
up.
you brought Rivas up. I mean, and we don't know. I mean, we'll find out in 5 weeks possibly if Hermes is better than Devin or if Devin's better than Hermes. Well, I don't know, man. I love the landscape of arm wrestling right now because we have all these questions. We get to find out, right? Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people are like, well, with Levon there, it's just the arm wrestling's not even fun anymore because we know that one. Well, if Levon's injured currently, let's find out. You know, Hermes right now, in my opinion, is number 2. My opinion. But I did forget about Rivas. So I don't know. Rivas just destroyed Dave Chapey. Now, Devin beat Dave Chapey in what I believe is a more compelling fashion than what Rivas did because he was able to play with him. But that doesn't mean I believe Devin can beat Rivas, because I don't know if Devin can stop what Rivas does. You know, Rivas just went right through Dave. Devin kind of toyed with Dave.
Don't put
But I don't
words
think
in my
Devin
mouth. I
can
didn't.
do that to Rivas.
I did not say that. Do not put words in my mouth. I did not say that Devin is Hermes' kryptonite. I just said if someone happens to be kryptonite, like let's talk about Michael. Who would his back when he was healthy? Who would his kryptonite be? I would have to say Jerry Cutterette.
Jerry Cutterette stylistically in the WAL was a problem for me.
Was a shit problem for Michael Todd.
And even in the
All right?
UAL, every match we had was, the shortest match we had was a minute 45, 205, 230, and 245. Those were our 4 matches. That's how long.
But if
each
you
match
go
was.
back to season 4 of WAL, Jerry beat Michael on fouls. Jerry, did you forget about that? All right, because it's so funny when Michael won on fouls in season 5. Jerry's like, "Well, you won on fouls." Yes, but you won on fouls in season 4, Jerry. Did you forget about that? Well, anyways, Jerry won on fouls. Season 4 beat Michael. Devin beat Jerry. Michael then faces Devin for the championship, and he beats Devin in 406. So what I'm saying is, just because you've got one person that can just, let me put this better for you, because I feel like you guys aren't tracking. Michael and Corey train together, have been training together. Michael knows Corey's lanes. Corey doesn't seem to have learned Michael's lanes as quickly as Michael knows Corey's lanes. And like I said, this is being yanked down quickly and put into the members only section, but I'm just gonna say I'm already seeing some things around Monster Factory already today that says that has not changed. Now, could that mean that Michael's always got to be ranked above Corey if Corey cannot figure out how to get around Michael? Does it? If Corey then goes and beats somebody that beats Michael, wouldn't he be ranked above him if going according to your plans? But wait a minute, Michael's his kryptonite. Are you guys tracking at all? No, it's just a crazy woman coming up with crazy shit. All right,
Who you got
so
here?
this is Ballroom Moral Gurjar. He says, "Hey, Monster, we need your left hand in the mix right now in East versus West, king of the table. I believe in your left hand more than you do."
Well, I
Thank
greatly
you so
appreciate
much.
that.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. And Chandran Stelly, thank you so much for the sticker. I don't see a question coming with that, but just let me know. Ryan Bowen's Pronation Muscle. Michael, you pulled Prime Bavoda. Does that version rank up high in today with all the guys you fought? And any funny stories on Bavoda?
No, it doesn't, because I was not evolved as much in 2007. I didn't have a strong hand. I just had a good hook, and I never got to fully supinate sink the hook the way I needed it to. He was always back pressuring, kept me out of it. Even the time when I landed in it, he was still pronated through it. So I did not have the same power that I did later on, or hand and wrist strength. But that Bavoda was a bad dude. But I still don't think that Bavoda ranks top. I'm gonna say top. I want to say top 10 of today. I don't think that the Prime Bavoda ranks top 10 today. So I'm gonna correct that and just say maybe he does. But in my opinion, he definitely doesn't make the top 5.
I gotta ask, great, are you a nurse?
Who is it?
Someone said I'm using my nursing brain. Thank
Uh,
you. I don't know how not to, you know? I don't know how not to.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited about arm wrestling. I would like to pull left-handed East versus West. I don't think England's going to pay me much to pull left-handed.
Left-handed, because it's a crapshoot.
Like $1.50. You get $1.50 plus a flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
You don't buy your own breakfast, though.
you know? Food's not on me, Holmes. But I've got a couple of left-handed matches coming up, and they are up-and-coming guys. Like, they're not, you know, they're not the best in North America guys, but they're good guys. Guys that it's not like I'm giving them a chance. I mean, they beat me. Either I suck really bad or they're really good. You know what I'm saying? But I've got back-to-back weekends, August 19th, August 26th. I'm doing left-handed super matches. I don't really have anything else scheduled past that. My left has really been tweaked for about the last 5 weeks. I've done all my workouts fine, but I haven't done any arm wrestling training at all left-handed, just because it's from that partial tear to supraspinatus and subscapularis complete tear. although I got the stem cells, I have never got them ultrasounded past, after that. So I don't know if there's any healing that occurred through that. But then my elbow has some issues in it. But, I got a strong shoulder press. So we'll see what happens. I do think if my left arm could get healthy, I'm competitive with a lot of people. I'm very optimistic about where this right's going to return at. So we'll see.
Michael Snyder, that's why point system is important. If A can beat B, whoa, that went fast. If A can beat B, C beats A, but loses to B and D, and then he doesn't deserve the number 2 spot, huh? See, that's very confusing. So
that's the world we live in right now. So the best we can do in this current format is whoever has the ranking, if I beat you, I take your spot. Whether or not I can beat the guys underneath you, you earn that ranking. I beat you. I take that ranking. To take the ranking back from me, you gotta beat me, right? Because Jerry jumped me. They jumped me without beating me. I've got the last wins on both those guys, but they jumped me
because they beat someone.
Because they beat somebody who beat me, or they did well against somebody, or whatever. So hey, no arguments. Whatever. It's all good. If you want the spot, go beat the dude.
Proven Astrology. Thank you so much for the super chat. I just joined the live. If I listen from the beginning, will the video be taken down before I catch up? Thanks for all you do for the sport. No, I leave it up for a few hours after we take it down, and then I we'll be finished with this probably around 1-ish, right? I'll probably take it down around 5 p.m.
Yeah, because we're gonna go see the grandbabies and
so I'll take it down around 5 p.m. tonight, and then I'll chop it up so that for those of you who don't want to sit through all of our stuff, you can just
and she'll edit out anything that makes me look like not the coolest person on earth.
No, but I'm going to discuss something now that you might get emotional, so you might want to hop up while I talk with our peeps here just really quick.
Go ahead.
All right, so I get a lot of questions about when's the next Monster Factory. Well, first of all, Monster Factory 2.0. The expansion is going amazingly well. The steel started going up on Tuesday. The skin started going up Friday.
Remember where you're at right now. Skin goes up Friday, right?
Yeah.
Now, because Rebecca can never see it when I lay it out to her. I've had this vision in my head the whole time.
Yes, Michael, I've told you repeatedly.
No.
It's huge.
No, they haven't heard you say that.
It's huge. All right, guys, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to have this space because it's going to mean so much to the guys not the guys and gals that we bring here for not just collaborations, but for events. It's just going to be such an awesome space to just be in, right? And we are blessed that we have all of you guys support, following us, sharing what we do. But there are things out of our control right now with scheduling. Michael, as he just told you, has accepted a match in August.
Well, that was before my arm blew apart too, so I've had it scheduled for a while.
Scheduled that a long time ago. He is honoring that. We have accepted a little thing for Ingen that Michael's going to do. Excited about that, but we've got to be very careful right now. We're canceling road trips and stuff like that, just because we can't be too far from home, and we need to be able to get home quickly. Last February, Michael's mother took a fall, and it was a pretty severe fall. Up until that point, she was doing very well in assisted living. And she spent some time in rehab, we thought was getting better. Ultimately, to make this a long story short, she was discharged to hospice. And hospice, I cannot say enough good things about hospice. We found a great care home. It's not a nursing home, it is an actual real home where a person stays 24 hours to keep people that are there well cared for, fed, safe in a home environment. And it's right close to us, but she does need the nursing care, and her health has continued to decline. Michael was told last week that months would be optimistic that he has with her. And what she has is Parkinson's, and it's just a progression that is just getting worse. And only telling you guys this because I don't want you to think that we're not out there doing what we're supposed to be doing and that we're not out there touring and building up arm wrestling. But it's because we have to be close because his mom is outside of me. He'll tell you that we're the most important people in his life. Now, the grandbabies are really way up there too. But if you guys could keep him and all of us in your prayers, it could be days, it could be weeks. Her body is strong. We could have months, but it's not going to be long. So we don't want to schedule any long trips right now because we want to be here. All right? So it's not that we are not wanting to engage with all of you guys and get back out there on the road. We're just going to have to wait a little while, and then we'll do it. And keep him in your prayers. All right? Nikolai, sending good, happy thoughts. Much love to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Proven astrology. Got you. Guys, we really appreciate all the support. And I'm sorry, Michael, I know that you didn't know that I was going to do that, but I just wanted folks to know.
So I do want you guys to go check out Wham Bam's podcast.
Yeah.
Phil Benamino, Wham Bam, Phil Benamino. He started a cool podcast. I might have been episode 6, episode 7, I'm not sure. Just went out last Wednesday. Check out Wham Bam's podcast. How we're funding Monster Factory 2.0 is through, we did 120 million views last year. So we basically took what people pay us to do integrations and stories and reels and all that. I put together packages, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. He is our first tier 1 package advertiser, so please show him some love. It means a lot. All the people who are supporting what we're doing here with Monster Factory 2.0. It is going to be something special. It's going to be something that doesn't currently exist in the arm wrestling world, or really, I mean, the social media world. It's going to be a really fun place. Like I've said on several videos, it's going to be an adult playground. We're going to be able to challenge each other and have fun and celebrate and fellowship, and the Monster Factory experiences we're going to be able to do here are going to be crazy. But none of this could be done without the support of these different people coming in and getting these different tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 packages. I mean, it's basically they're just advertising to our demographic, guys. Advertising to you, a 96% male, 18 to 50 demographic. If you're a business owner or if you're somebody out there that would like to be a part of this, feel free to message me. We're probably, I think I got the message. I was here the other day at the builder, and he said, probably September 8th. And I'm like, yeah, don't forget about Labor Day. He goes, okay, probably September 15th. So mid to late September, Monster Factory 2.0 will be done. And what we're doing for all the people who are getting these different packages is there's gonna be a wall that divides the garage to the gym. It's 10 foot tall, it's 40 foot long. So instead of painting that wall, I'm gonna wrap it. And as long as we own this home, as long as we own the Monster Factory, you will forever be represented on the Monster Factory Supporter Wall of Fame in that wrap. So once I wrap the wall, those are the people who are on the wall, right? So we have about 6-7 weeks left to get people in here to be a part of that. And I just think it's gonna be cool. And in every video that we're filming, or we're out there playing 21 with Thor or whoever's here, and in that background, it's gonna be the Monster Factory Supporter Wall of Fame, the people who helped make this dream become reality. So I just wanna say thank you for all the support.
Bob Bobman, thank you so much for the super chat. Why no one pulls Jerry like Hermes did in the past? Someone did.
Travis Bacon pulled him a little bit differently, but as effectively.
Did Hermes just figure out perfect technique no one thought of? And Devin said shoulder forward to beat Jerry, but Hermes way seems far superior. How can Jerry fix this exploit?
I don't think he can. I think Jerry's very one-dimensional in his press, and his press has always been vulnerable to someone. John Brzezinski's done it, Ron Bass done it, Hermes did it, probably the best anyone's ever done it. You grab him where his flop wrist goes into your wedge, and you've seen, like, his hand ended up by Hermes' mid-forearm and elbow as he's being pinned, because Jerry's going here and he's just getting forced down the arm. Travis did it in a shoulder posting, and then this way. Hermes just came this way through it. I mean, he just pushed sideways. And Ron Bath, 2007 Mohican Sun, John Brzezinski's done it several times. Jerry Cutter-Brett's a threat to a lot of people. The man is as strong as they come. It's just, there is a lane that makes him look very human.
Ballroom Morel Gurjar, thank you so much for the super chat. Family first always. May God bless you and your mom.
Thank you. God bless you.
So,
as well.
again, that whole situation is just one of the things why it's also hard to schedule the next Monster Factory. We have ideas of when we want it to be, but we need to be here and be present for it. So we'll know more, and you guys will know as soon as we do, okay, about where we're going and when. Hermes speed and timing was ridiculous yesterday. Yes.
Perfect.
European speed, guys.
I mean, it's not European. It's Hermes. Hermes speed. Hermes is one of the most aggressive, explosive, natural arm wrestlers that has ever lived. I mean, he is very, very proficient.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wind this up in the next 5 minutes. So if you got any questions, anything that you want to ask Michael of, let me know. And again, if you are just now tuning in to the live, go ahead and go all the way back to the beginning, because that's where we discussed the first 18 minutes is where we discussed East versus West 8. And then after that, Michael talked about a possible Devin versus Hermes match and how he thought that might go. And I think we disagreed.
We definitely disagree.
Do you have anything you want to add about the building, baby?
No, man, it's so crazy. So we've really been enjoying the summer here. You know, like she said, we need to stay close to home. So we canceled a lot of trips, but we basically just, you know, while we're here, you know, visit my mom, come back. We hang out in the pool and we're enjoying the summer. And we're doing laps back and forth in the pool, and then we'll stop and we'll just look over there at the new building, and it's one of those moments that just makes you thankful and blessed for what's possible. You know what I mean? I never had any idea. I mean, if our gym never grew past what we currently have, we are blessed beyond measure. I mean, we have one of the coolest, to just be able to call this my home gym that I get to train in with you every day, and our grandbabies get to run on the indoor turf and just think it's awesome, is a blessing. But to know what's coming, to know the next phase of what we're going to be able to create, the content we're going to be able to create, the collaborations we're going to be able to offer you guys, the events we're going to be able to bring. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work. Like, I'd rather win the lottery, you know, and just kind of do things for fun. But this is our contribution back. This is the way we give back. This life is one that I get to spend every day with my best friend, which I'm blessed. But it's also a way for us to give back to the sport that I've dedicated, you know, 2/3 of my life to. I mean, I'm 33 years into this thing, and there's days that I feel like I'm just getting started. But yeah, Monster Factory 2.0 is going to be really special, guys.
Omar, greetings from Poland and all the best. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Omar. Appreciate
Ballroom, Morel. Oh, he said family
Yeah.
first. Yeah, we read that. Thank you guys so much. RVJ was preaching it. I don't know what he was talking about. Someone's asking what we think about his last video. Haven't watched it. Somebody tell me what it's about.
I haven't seen anything.
I'm seeing a question a lot. I don't know if it's the same person. We haven't watched RVJ's videos. We'll watch it. Well, like I said, we've just been really ridiculously busy. So I've seen a lot of questions about, do you think Monster will get back to the top 5 with time? If you're asking me, absolutely. Absolutely. The surgery and everything that he went through, and the training that he's going through now, and the recovery he's going through now, all I'm seeing is that he's better. I'm not seeing it as a negative whatsoever. The strength is still there. It's just that he has the range of motion now. He did not lose any stability whatsoever in his elbow because none of the bone was removed from the back, only the middle. So now he can actually get closer. So it actually looks like he's stronger to me. Does that mean that I'm not scared each time he gets on the table with a big freaking 400-pound gorilla? Yes. Last
Scares
night.
me a little bit. It
Scares
me a
me.
little bit.
And
There's
I'm like-
certain spots I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm good.
I'm like,
You know,
I really don't like that you're doing that, Michael. Oh, that's okay. Let's just do it in a strap. Oh, yeah. Tie yourself to him. Sounds great. But anyways, it's all going well, and the doctor has assured us, and his physical therapist has assured us that everything is healthy and performing just as it should be. He was supposed to be spending this time to build up his strength. Well, the strength's there. I don't understand it. I thought he would be weak. That didn't happen.
Well, I started out very light, 9 weeks ago, and I've went up 10 pounds every week, like I said I was going to. And so far, I have not completed a workout. Like, and it seems like every workout I finish, I could have done more. I could have lifted more. I could have done more reps. So, although I'm capable of doing more, I'm sticking to the process that I set in place, which was 10 pounds a week until I hit a wall. Until
he did pull-ups.
Okay, those are banded.
I don't care.
I have not felt my full weight yet.
That's a band that I use.
I believe I can.
He's heavy.
I believe 275 is not small, right? 125 kgs. Someone's like, "Are you going for 300?" I don't have any specific goal. I do like to be fit. I'm not as fit right now as I have been in the last year, because I just got super fit. But I don't know. We'll see.
Anyhow, we like pizza. We like pizza.
I do like pizza.
All right, guys. So here we go. We got to sign off. You have been fantastic again. I will leave this up probably till about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I'll be putting it into the members only section left in its entirety. And then I will cut it up and you guys will get to see it. Todd's reaction to Wagner breaking the table. It was fantastic.
I thought it was awesome. I thought the guys were crazy. I love it.
Greetings from Poland. Let me see, where's that at? Greetings from Poland. Is that what it's bringing them up late up there?
Yeah, it is.
Thank you so much again, Omar. Thank you all who sent super chats. Thank you all who sent questions. Thank you all who sat here through an hour of us just gabbing. Always great having you, chatting with you. Until next time.
Yep.
See you soon.
Take care, guys.